Whew. Okay. So now that was Pastor Robert Morris. He had wrote the book A Blessed Life. As you know, the energy is definitely different than Pastor Mike's. Plain straight, cut to the chase. We definitely love when Pastor Mike gives the real raw examples. And I could tell you that I've read uh, a part of A Blessed Life. I can definitely finish it by the end of this weekend. But it inspired me and encouraged me because those examples, like you know how Pastor Mike gets up on stage and he's really good at demonstrating those examples. Well, Pastor Robert Morris is way more colorful in his book, way more colorful and detailed, and it's just like those the same illustrations that we get, um, you know, I pass the mic on stage in these videos and stuff like that. So I definitely I encourage y'all like check that book out, A Blessed Life by Pastor Morris, Pastor Robert Morris. It's wonderful. But I do want to say, we have somebody joining us right now. Right? It is. I'm not even gonna say my great aunt, but I'm gonna say my amazing aunt. Right? It's my amazing aunt, Auntie Glow. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That's like, we talk about the 12, you know what I'm saying? She definitely number one on my list in my 12. Like, I always go to Auntie Glow and just I get that confirmation, that affirmation, the reaffirming, the praying, right? Those praying words, right? And just the word given to me through her, and I'm always gonna be thankful for her. Uh, we didn't always have a relationship in my life. She came into my life when I was in high school through my father. Somehow he just came back into my life. He came back into my. He was not in my life. My father still ain't in my life like that. But he came back into my life, and for a reason and for a season. And that reason of season was to introduce me to Auntie Glow and Uncle Jimmy. We lost Uncle Jimmy in the physical form, but not in spirit. And same thing with my mother. We lost her in the physical form, not in spirit. And I did want to say that, right? On the aspect of I had brought it up earlier, and I said that Pastor Mike said something in Crazy Faith. I think it was part three or part four, and it was be careful what you pray for, because when you pray for healing over a person who is going through a trying time, and then they die, you got your prayer. Because guess what? That person can no longer go through any sickness nor disease. And when he said that, I I almost screamed, jumped, shouted, and everything because I knew that when my mother, people was like at my mom's funeral, like I didn't cry when my mom passed away. Like that wasn't what made me cry. What made
This is my nephew.
me what
This is
made me cry at my
Will.
mother's funeral
The one paid for my
was when she's with family right now. She's with family, so she's doing a little bragging.
He got a group. He got a
She's
group.
doing a little bragging. I ain't even gonna interrupt the bragging. I'm just gonna take it all in. But when I was at my mom's funeral, I went like y'all, like I wish y'all could see. Auntie Glow was there. Auntie Glow was there. But I'm just facing, right? I'm facing the casket, looking forward, right? And we going into this church. I ain't like I said, my mom didn't have a home church, right? So we go into this church and I'm just looking forward, looking at the casket, like, okay, I lost my mom. Just focus, 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 focus. And then when they say anybody got a word, now Auntie Glow, she gets up and shares this beautiful word about my mom's house and in heaven and everything. Oh, it's a beautiful poem. Oh, super beautiful. Now, when I get up and I turn around and I look at the crowd and I see the entire sanctuary full on a Friday, like during the day. And I was like, wait, what? Where did all these people come from? And I just started crying because I was like people came from other states. Like,
Mhm.
like I had ex-girlfriends show up. I had my best friends show up. And I'm like, bro, you supposed to be at work right now. Like, you don't get no days off. Like, wait, what are you doing here? You in a whole nother state. You showed up. I'm like, what? Like basketball teams, people from the community, all of that. I'm just like, whoa. And I'm like, my mother impacted all of y'all? Like, what? Like, hold up. Like, y'all all have relationships with my mother? Are you kidding me? I was shocked and I cried because it just goes to show what you think you know may not be everything that you know. And I was like, wow. So when I prayed for my mother to be healed, I didn't want, man, I know for a fact God prophesied to me when he told me write the book, it could happen to you. And I wrote that book, it could happen to you. And everything that I wrote about came true of death, people losing jobs, people losing their homes, like businesses, all that, like living without purpose. And uh, like I wrote the book back in, it was literally after my mom died. God told me, write the book, it could happen to you. And I did. I just was obedient. I wrote that book and I give it out freely to all my clients. Everybody who's read the book, their life took off, prospered. Anybody who hasn't read the book, I can tell they haven't read the book.
Mhm.
And my mom wouldn't have been able to make it through a time like this with COVID. My mom was a worry warrior. She wasn't a prayer warrior. She was a worry warrior. My mom worried about things that were like, ain't even happened yet. And that stress, what happens? Like, if I got this pencil in my hand and if I keep on pulling, pushing, and keep putting stress on it, it's gonna break. So as I told you, Kristal, holistic health, mind, body, soul. How many people are going through stress, tremendous amounts of stress? Y'all, when I told y'all about my fraud situation, the fraud situation, I woke up that day and I promise you, I cried in my spirit. And I said, God help me. It's not $100. It ain't $200. It ain't three. I could do something with that. It's thousands, thousands, like more than multiple. I was like, I couldn't breathe. Like I'm freaking out. And Angel's just like talking to me regularly, like as if I'm good. And I'm like, I am freaking out right now. She's like, it's gonna be okay. I said, I don't know what to do. I was like, yo, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I can't breathe. I was going through an anxiety attack, just freaking out. Thousands of dollars funneled from my bank account. Not my business bank account, but my personal bank account. And I'm like, I got bills hidden. Like, this is crazy. And so I'm just like, what do I do? And all I could do, all I could do was go to God. That like I couldn't go to no family members. I told Auntie Glow about the story, but I didn't go to her to ask her for money. I just went and I was like, Auntie Glow, pray for me. This is what happened. I don't know how it happened, but this is bad. And it's really bad. It's not good. But it broke me to the point where I had to ask for help. How many times have y'all been broken down to where you couldn't solve it and you had to ask for help? That's a level of humility. You can't make that up. What did y'all get from tonight's word? I know it was not Pastor Mike. It was not the same energy, but I still found value in it because I read part of that book and it inspired me. Look, Auntie Glow, she did something. to me last night. We talked even after us talking and being on and stuff, and I sent her the videos and everything. And that's why she on tonight. She joined. I said, "Hey, I'm inviting you. Look, we started first night 1, second night 2, third night 3 people on. Who knows what will happen tomorrow?" But all I can say is, when I was talking to Auntie Glow, she said, "Ooh, Will, you put me on to Pastor Mike. I love him. I mean, I love Dr. Miles Monroe, but I also love Pastor Mike, and I love both of them. And look up the website and find them, find how I can get in contact with them, how I can pay tithes. I'm like, I ain't about to let her outdo me. I ain't about to let her outdo me. I said, I'm a look, Auntie Glow, I'm gonna find a website and I look transformationchurch.us. Okay, boom. This don't look like Pastor Mike. These are white people. Wait, hold on. Let me do a Google search. And then oh no, that really is that's a church. It's just the cat. Okay, all right. Boom. I set up my tithing account, my offering account. I paid. And I paid to the church that I go to. And so I was like, I felt good. I feel good. I had to ask a question today on Facebook. Can you outgive God? Has anybody ever tried? Has anybody ever tried to outgive God? And that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to try my best to outgive God. And I just want to see, like Pastor Mike said at the end, you do it. Imagine what your life going to be a year from now. So we documenting stuff right here. And this session right here, right now, we marking it down on our calendar. We going to see whose business is still surviving or thriving or non-existent come December 30th of 2022. But all I know is I'm now walking in purpose, paying tithes, and my heart is right. I recognize that had a violating soil. And now I planted my heart in a soil of value. That was valuable. I'm learning from this series, y'all. I'm implementing from this series. I'm not just taking it in and eating. Oh, did y'all hear what he said? Hold on. Did y'all hear what he said about the food and then skipping out on the check? Whoo, that was powerful. He said, Transformation Church feeds y'all good food. Feed you good food.
This is my nephew.
And then when you actually come in, eat the good food, and then walk out without paying tithes, that's skipping out on that check. Your bill came, and you got everything you ordered. The healing, the strength to go on, the encouragement, the vision, the connections, the network, all of that. You got all of that. And then you skip out on the check, everything you ordered on the menu. You got it. And you say, nah, I ain't paying that bill. Catch me later. I'll be back. I'll be back. God says, oh, I'm keeping tabs of everything. I'm checking those records. I don't want to be one to skip out on the bill. I want to be the person that pays the bill and pays a tip. And then tells the waiter, thank you for being a servant. You did not have to serve me. You chose to. But you chose to, and you did an excellent job. Matter of fact, the meal that you gave to me, I'm going to make sure I go and share it with other people. Because sharing is caring, y'all. Sharing is caring. So, what y'all got for me? What y'all got for each other?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
This message, okay, tithing, yeah, I believe in tithing.
Yo.
I do it, but I don't do it. I don't do it as I should. So I am on my phone about to set up an auto draft for my tithing for my church, so that I can know that being obedient.
Yup.
I want I want a blessed life in all areas. I want a blessed life for my kids, my husband, everybody
Mm.
who I come in contact with. So why not? And I'm looking at, okay, God gave me everything that I have now, so
Yup.
I can afford not to tithe. It's not gonna hurt because if you think about it, I can spend my 10% on food, gas, Netflix, clothes, shoes.
We easily throw the money to
So,
those things. We easily throw the money to
right,
those things.
right. So why not?
Right? Why not?
I can't
Huh.
afford I can't afford not to tithe. So hey, I'm gonna set this auto draft up and
Let
listen.
it go, let it flow. You're not even gonna think about it. When it's an auto draft, it's just gonna come out and you just be like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's like they say with the aspect of taxes. It automatically comes out. Why? Because if it was up to us, we'd be like, oh, Uncle Sam, sorry, brother, you gonna get paid. I don't know when you're gonna get paid because the way my bills are set up, he's like, nah, I'm gonna teach you a little something, something. I gotta get my money first. Pay to Caesar what's due to Caesar. But Jesus said, oh,
Right.
also pay what's owed to me. And I'm paying, he said 10%. How
And ten
much?
percent not
Yeah,
not a
well, I'm
lot.
gonna ask you, how much of what we get given to us is God's? Like when he gives to us, how much, what's the percentage of it is his? Like what if
All
percentage
of
is
it.
his? Huh?
All of it.
Huh?
100%.
All of
A
it.
100%.
Huh? Did y'all
Yeah,
say 100%? Did
100%.
y'all say 100%? I think they said 100%. I think that's what y'all said. 100%, all of it, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So if he's asking for 10% of his
Right.
100%,
Hmm.
I mean, Pastor Robert Morris said, tithing is a test.
Mhm.
Could we be being tested? Because when he said the parable of the talents, before he named out the parable of the talents, I said, oh, that's the parable of the talents right there. Because guess what? I know if somebody give me some money, I'm gonna go and double it, and then I'm gonna give back. I'm gonna give back whatever they gave to me, and they gonna be like, "You just doubled it? How you do that? Go ahead, here's some more. Do it again." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Hey, I'm gonna just keep giving it back. Whatever you gave to me, double it, and I'm gonna give it back. When you call for it, here you go. I made something out of what you gave to me." But then there's people who will just take and take and take and take, and they be like, "What? God's 100%, zero? Nah, I gotta pay my mortgage, my light bill, I gotta pay Netflix and my Amazon subscription, and all these other things. I gotta pay for gas, my car note, student loans. I ain't even paying those. I already got my degree. Why I don't need to pay my student loans?" Right? There's people who got that mindset. Why am I paying for something that I already done got?
Mhm.
Got clothes on layaway. I might pay that. I might put some clothes, I'm gonna pay that bill. Until they get the clothes and then they be like, man, I don't wore that outfit. I'm gonna take it back so I can get that money back. They get the money back, they don't use the outfit and everything. And then guess what? They still ain't giving to God. They gonna go buy some more stuff. Before I got into my relationship with God, I ain't tithe. What tithing? I don't know nothing about no tithing. I ain't know about communion, fellowship, none of that. But once I knew better, once I learned about tithing and what the real principles
Right.
behind tithing is, you can't tell me to stop tithing. And you cannot tell me to stop giving offerings. Cause I done seen, I told y'all, right? I told y'all, when I give, I'm like, wait, hold on. I gave that much in tithes and I gave that much in offerings. And in one meal that I ate this week, I done received back all of that in one meal. Oh, wow. Like, hold on. I need to give more, right? God asked me for tithes. I got to show up with offerings too because I'm like, in one meal, if I would have went to the restaurant, I done received back what I done gave. My family ate. I ate. That was one meal. I ate 3 meals in a 7 day period, like 3 meals per day in a 7 day period. But in one meal, I don't earn. There will be food in the storehouse, right? That's what it say. That's what that word say. I mean, I don't know. Does the word say that? Y'all, am I tripping? Y'all heard the same thing?
Nope.
Yeah.
My family's needs are met. Y'all needs met. I think there's something in those principles and promises and laws and ordinances and all of that. Like I think there's something in that. I don't know, something in it. I'm gonna keep testing it out, and then I'll share with y'all what keeps happening. What you got, Kristal? Anything? Any revelations come your way?
Well, I mean, growing up, like I grew up in the church and they, always talked about tithing, the 10%. I was even corrected on, I want to say the series last night where he mentioned about give and it'll come back to you, press down. They always
Yup, yup,
utilize that
yup,
song
yup,
when it's
yup, yup.
tithing. No. So I mean, my mom is who she is one of the most faithful tithers. I can say, like, growing up witnessing like God do miracles.
Nice,
Like single mother of like all of us, like I saw him do some amazing things. And I can say
nice.
personally for me, I notice a difference when I don't tithe. I notice a major difference when I don't tithe from and so yeah, I really enjoyed this message. And the fact that he said it's a two-way test. So not
Correct.
only does it test me, but God is actually saying, test me and let me show you, let me prove to you. I've never heard it said like that before. Um, and sometimes I've been taught that the 10%, or it's a misconception, that the 10% doesn't just include money, that it's time, talents, and
Treasure.
yeah. So that's something too that I was thinking while he was talking and teaching. But it kind of goes back to with the two-way of testing, like when God made the covenant with Abraham, right? He
Yup.
was like, I will show you, I will make you a great nation, I will bless you, I will make your name great. So it kind of, it's like going back from it. We're descendants of him, right?
Yup.
Those promises belong to us. He delights in blessing his children, right? And how the pastor spoke earlier about, it removes the curse, right? It
Yeah.
removes tithing breaks the curse. It removes the devourer. He wants to bless you. So I'm excited about
Nah,
it.
that like, oh man, you guys are great. You guys are great. Like, even on the aspect of, look, let you not pay a tithe. Let you not pay a tithe. I promise you, you gonna receive a curse to the times 10 in the negative way. Like that washing machine breaking down, the car breaking down. And you like, man, this is 10 times the amount of my tithe. Had I just paid my tithe, I would have been protected against that happening. Like you could be driving in that raggedy car that's supposed to break down. It was supposed to break down 10 years ago, right? And that thing's still chugging along and everything. And because you paying your tithes. But
Yeah.
let you be a day late on those tithes. Let God check the record. And you ain't paid no tithes. I promise you, that car that was lasting you like 10 years, and that thing was running like a BMW for those 10 years. All the time you was paying tithes. That thing was there. It was running beautiful. And then once you miss, dum, 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 dum,
Mhm.
that thing just fall apart.
Mama used to say, God gonna get his tithes one way or the
He
other.
gonna get it. He gonna get it. And let you think you skip. All right, all
Yes.
right. Look, you miss 1 week. He be like, "Ooh, he ain't get me." Escape, right? And then you try and do it another week. God's like, "Oh, you tested me in the wrong way. You tested me in the wrong way. So let me teach you a little lesson. Let me teach you a little lesson." I ain't gonna lie. I told my like my ex-wife. We all got together, and it's the kids. We're all together and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, uh, kids are coughing. They're a little sick or whatever, and it's their birthdays. Christmas and the 28th. That's their birthdays. And I'm just like, my ex-wife got them a cake and like blow out the candles and stuff. I'm like, before y'all think about blowing out these candles, I will take the candles off and y'all blow them out away from the cake because germs is going around and y'all coughing and sniffling and I'm not doing that. We gonna stop that. Y'all do it. My ex-wife says to me, "It's their cake. They can blow out candles. It doesn't matter." Woo! And I tell you, the Holy Spirit was grieved in that moment. It was like, I said, it does matter. Do not do that. She said, you be freaking out about nothing. You scared of COVID? I said, I respect cleanliness. Well, when today the consequence of you don't listen and you don't respect the rules that God put in place, natural law,
Right.
and then you playing with some spiritual law, he gonna teach a lesson. And then if she got COVID today, or got the confirmation that she had COVID, I've been watching her go through it. I'm just like, tried to tell you. I try to tell you. When you don't listen, there's a price to pay. And I learned to be obedient to God. No matter how hard it is, the rewards are 10 times greater than whatever struggle you got to go through to be obedient to God. The kids blowing out the candle on the cake, it was probably hard for them to not want to do that. And then mama said, go ahead, do it. Daddy said, no, don't do it. There's consequences for all of them. They always sick. Little things like that, they matter. They matter. So we talked about it, right? Principles, purpose, law, your heart, all of that. I don't know what's going to be presented in tomorrow's sermon, but I'm receiving wealth from this,
Right.
not just financially,
Right.
but spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and of course, financially. When I saw my bank account have all that fraud stuff reversed and I got back into the positive, I said, only you, God,
Mhm.
only you. I sent Auntie Glow, sent a screenshot. Look, I'm back in the positive. I said, it ain't much, but it's better than being in the negative.
Mhm.
And I can build from here because I know what to do.
Mhm.
What's my challenge to y'all too? What's the challenge? gave y'all a challenge earlier tonight.
About asking our clients about the purpose.
There's a purpose behind everything. There's a purpose behind everything. I believe that you guys, as you guys ask other people about their purpose, and just listen and hear whether they do have one or whether they don't. I feel in the spirit that it will inspire you on your walk and your purpose. Something about hearing other people either live on purpose and walk in purpose and share testimonies, and then hearing people who say, I ain't even got time to walk in my purpose.
Georgie.
Oh, you gonna hear that. I don't have time to dream. But he said it. He said it tonight. I don't have the amount of money to be able to pay tithes. And he said, you ain't never gonna have the amount of money to pay tithes until you start to pay tithes. And you ain't never gonna have the time to walk in your purpose until you start walking in your purpose. All this building we doing, all this networking, all this connecting, what's it all for if it ain't to tie back into your purpose, your God-given purpose? What are we doing? A young lady want to buy a house, 20 years old, she doing well. If it ain't tied to her purpose, we don't want her to lose that house. If she ain't paying tithes, we don't want her to lose that house. We don't want the roof to be a expensive bill or HOA fee being an expensive bill. Like, oh, y'all didn't know that was the reason why I was buying a house in Georgia. And the reason why I couldn't buy the house and the deal fell through at the table wasn't because of me. Wasn't because of me at all. It was because my neighbors, they were not paying their HOA fee. Mortgage company said, that's a bad mortgage. Want to know why? Because the whole neighborhood gonna go under. They ain't taking care of their property. You get into this mortgage, and then you will be in debt. Because your mortgage will be higher than what your property's worth. Now, when that deal fell through at the table, most people would be like, man, that's crazy. That's bad. That sucks. I said, oh God, thank you for your protection. Because most don't know, but the ones who read my book do know. That happened at the exact same time my apartment went month to month. That happened at the exact same time that I found out I couldn't work my job anymore. That happened at the exact same time that I found out my mother was going to die. So here I am. I wouldn't have been able to go back to Maryland to spend time with my mother and be there for her that entire time before she died. Had I still had my job and had I had a house that was keeping me trapped. Responsibilities. See, God protected me, even though I couldn't see what was going on. But I trusted and I had faith and I counted all joy that I was able to get out of those situations. What looked bad to the physical eye and the spiritual realm, oh, it's good. It's good. It's good. Look at you, Kay. I see you over there. You smiling. You like, yes. Oh, yes.
I can relate. That's
You
how
got
I
a
was when
testimony?
I do. Ooh. I mean, you know, of course, because me and you talk. I got the same testimony. Me and my husband, we was in the process of buying 2 houses. One fell through, and I was so crushed. I cried for a whole week. Cause I thought that was my dream house. I was like God, this was it. This was our house. I
Yo.
cried for a whole week. But then we came and found another one, and I actually thought this was my house, our house. I like, wow, this is it. So when the deal fell through again, money wasted, everything. But but then it was a flood that came through in my hometown. I was like, thank you God. I was like, wow. I was like, now what if we would have moved in? Then what? I was like, wow. Then another testimony came. I was working at the university I'm working at now as a contractual worker, in the business and finance office. I love the job because I got to be a little nosy. So I knew what was coming in, coming out, who was getting hired, how much they were paying them. So it gave me a little bit insight on
Yo.
the university finances and how they with their finance. I was like, something ain't right. I was like, now I see why they always doing layoffs. They're not handling their finances right. So I worked there for like 2 weeks. Then I got sick. I got real sick. I thought I had COVID. I didn't. I stayed in touch with my supervisor to let her know, okay, I got my test, blah blah blah. Then she called me. Like I said, God gives me discernment. I knew something. She about to give me some bad news. I just knew it. She didn't know how to tell me. I was like, I'm listening. What's going on? She's like, well, we found somebody in your place. Now the old me would have flew out the roof. The old, the old me would have been like, say what? Like come again? Like how can y'all do that? Like y'all knew I was coming back. Like y'all, I mean, like I would have read them their rights. I would have even like I have been a fighter since I came out of my mom's womb. I almost died when my mom was giving birth to me. As a matter of fact, I was premature, and the doctor only gave my sister and I a couple of months to live. But hey, look at us now, 35 years old, had kids and all that. So I I immediately, okay, calm down. I was like, okay, what's going on? What happened? She was like, I can't say exactly what happened. But again, God spoke to me again. Like, okay, good. You know what happened. Somebody, So I said, okay, that's fine. Like, I tossed some time all night that night. I tossed some time. I couldn't figure out, like, what in the world? I love what I did. I was always on time. I even came before time. They told me to stop coming too early because I'm coming too early. I'm like, who does that? I said, that's the professionalism in me. So
Yo.
they're like, okay, just come on time. I'm like, on time to me is late, you know. They're like, okay, just come a little bit. I said, okay, fine. So I talked some time. I can figure out. I was like, dang, like why me? Once again, like why me? I couldn't. I was back into a deep depression. Seriously.
Mm.
So my mom called, and at that time, she had been back and forth taking care of my auntie who was battling with cancer for 10 plus years, and I told and I knew that my mom was tired. I knew that she was getting tired, so I immediately told her, since I'm not working, hey, I'm not doing it anyway. I'll just come over there. Sometimes I would spend the night. I would spend a whole week just to help her and my auntie out. I didn't mind about not getting no sleep. I didn't mind about my auntie calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning, every hour on the hour. I didn't mind it because I knew right then and right there my purpose was to help them out. So once I got a grip on that, everything started to turn back around for me. I was like, why I like God now. Now I understand. I understand. Like once I release all that hurt, God blessed me with a permanent job with the same university. I was like, wow, some stuff we're not gonna understand until later on. It
No,
it may not make sense now, but it's gonna make sense later on.
no.
Just be still, listen to His small still voice, and be obedient. That's it, and that's my testimony.
That's it. Look, oh man, I'm sorry, but Kay, you had too many, too many similarities. Too many similarities, right? And
Yeah,
I'd be remiss if I allowed Auntie Glow to be on this call and not share her testimony. Auntie Glow,
Yes.
I need you to share your testimony because these two right here and
Hmm.
I need to hear it again. But these two right here
Hmm.
need to hear your testimony. Like we got this recording going, Auntie Glow,
Yes.
and I don't know who about to hear this, but all I know is your testimony is about to be recorded
Hmm.
for the history books, his story books.
Yes.
So
I,
Kay just shared her testimony. I shared a testimony about my mother, Kristal. She over there. She listening. But I think you might inspire her because she in a vein. She in a vein with the holistic health type of thing. You know what I'm saying? She
hmm.
mind, body, and soul. And Auntie Glow, I need you to share your testimony.
Okay.
It has to happen.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hi.
Auntie Glow.
Hey, I'm so ever grateful and thankful for my nephew. I mean, I know he gave me a lot of kudos, but it's only God that allowed us to get together. And I'm telling you, my prayer was when it came to my nieces and my nephew that they'll be saved and be hot and on fire for the Lord. So what an honor it was when my nephew told me, "So, Auntie, I know Jesus," and I already knew he was hot and on fire for the Lord. And I said, "God, thank you so much for answering my prayers." So anyway, the things that he just said about me, and I, it's just such an honor to be able to share God with somebody who like God. You got the same spirit. So I am so ever grateful for that. And I told him, "Thank you so much for bringing Pastor Mike in my life." Crazy faith, man. It just stirred my faith up. I'm 73 years old, and you're talking about somebody just having nothing but a lot of fun. I'm building my faith. But this is the testimony that Will want me to share with you all. It started in 2016, December. I was up in New Hampshire, and um, my niece had called me and told me that my nephew had a massive heart attack, stroke, coma, and on life support, and they weren't expecting him to live. And this was December 2016. So anyway, I said to God, "What should I do, Lord?" And God said, uh, "Just speak my word." And I said, "What word do I stand on?" And he said, "He should not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. By the stripes of Jesus, he's already healed. Whose report do I believe? I believe the report of the Lord. Father, send forth your word and heal him." So um, he it was Wednesday, no sound of life. Thursday, no sound of life. Friday, no. His little daughter came in and touched his toes, and he shook. Saturday, I stood on the word, prayed the word, and I left New Hampshire, came on back home, and stood on the word, prayed the word, and it was Saturday. He got up, screaming and hollering for his mom, and the doctor said, and he said he was hungry. The doctor said, "We ain't never seen nothing like this in our life." So his brother was in the room, and the brother said to the doctor, "You may be the doctor here on earth, but we got a doctor in heaven that we serve, and he's telling you what to do." And I had to tell you about my nephew's story first. And then his wife came in, and the baby mother came in, and they was having a good time Saturday evening. They start an argument. Bam, massive heart attack, stroke, coma, life support, put him back under. And God says to me, I don't want you praying no more. I want you to begin to thank me. And I turned those scriptures around and I said, Father, I just want to thank you. He should not die but live, and he should not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. By the stripes of Jesus, he's already here. Lord, I believe, and I believe the report of the Lord. And Father, thank you for sending forth your word and heal him. But that was Saturday night, Sunday morning, God got him up. So they said, I tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to keep an eye on him. We're not going to take him out of intensive care. We're just going to keep an eye on him. And that's what they did. That was Sunday. Monday, they kept an eye. Tuesday, they made a decision. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to send him to rehab because there's nothing else we can do. So they sent him to rehab on Wednesday. And it was Thursday morning. I thought he would probably be at home recuperating from the rehab and from the illness. And so I called him and I said, hey, James, just checking on you, buddy, to see how you doing. And he says, oh, Aunt Chloe, I'm doing fine. I was hungry and I drove he lived in Boston. And I drove to the store to get me something to eat. I said, you crazy, boy? I said, you just in the hospital and you died and you went to you went to the store. And God whispered in my ears and he said to me, this is not for him. This is to build your faith. It was exactly 7 months later, they told me that I had stage 4 breast cancer. I wasn't moved by it at all because I knew if God did this for my nephew, and breast cancer is not nothing but a little dot in the bucket for him. So I just, and they thought I was crazy. I said, I'm not worried about that. And they looked at me like something is wrong with this lady. Because when most people hear about cancer, they go to the extreme that they're going to die. But I didn't face it at all because what he had done to my nephew. And I said, God, I'm going to trust you and I'm going to stand on the promises. And he says, and I said, I'm going to stand on the same promises that we stood on for my nephew. Anyway, it went on and the oncologist said to me, he says, ma'am, he says, Evelyn, you need to go on and think about getting radiation and chemo so you can live. Well, I had already made my mind up. This is a win-win situation. If I'm supposed to be here, okay. If not, I'm going on home. That's what I had made my mind up. So anyway, I knew I was going to take chemo. No, I was going to take radiation. So what I did is I looked at him and I said, I'm not taking that. So he said, but I want to send you to the hospital to make sure that your heart is strong enough. So anyway, went on to the hospital. And this is how God worked things. I tell you, I had said I wasn't going to take chemo nor radiation. I go into the hospital. The doctor examined my heart and she says to me, I'm not even supposed to tell you this, ma'am. She said, but you'll never. She said, I'm looking at you and your body's weak. Your heart is strong, but your body's weak. And she said, you'll never make it. She said, you got to be a heavy lady, a strong up, built lady in order to get through this. And all she did give me confirmation because that was the word I said. I wasn't going to take it. And so anyway, I went to my doctor and I said to my doctor, this was in July, 7 months after he had happened to my nephew. So anyway, I went to my doctor. I go to a medical doctor who's a graduate from Georgetown, but also he believed in the alternative. Mm-hmm. And I says, I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to do what God tell you to do. Whatever God tell you to do, do it. And he says, okay, Evelyn, he said, I knew you weren't going to take that chemo nor radiation anyway. And so it was in October, he started me. He said, I'm going to start you on oxidation. And he said, I want you to come every week to do oxidation. So I went every week to do oxidation. And this was October 2017. And every week I went. And it was August 2018. I had to have a physical and blood work. And so he says to me, Evelyn, I tell you what we're going to do. If it hasn't left you, this cancer hasn't gone, I know a doctor can go in and give you a surgery and have it removed, and you don't have to take radiation or chemo. I said, Doc, we ain't gonna worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm on my way to New Hampshire, and I have to be up there for at least for 2 weeks, and we'll cross it when we get to it. And I get home. There was September 13th. I come back home, and I listen at my recorder, and my recorder. I don't know why he didn't call me on my cell. He said, Evelyn, the best news I can tell you after reading your blood work, you're breast cancer cell free. And I said, oh my God. But in between time, I had a group of ladies and a teenager standing on the same word that I stood on for my nephew. I said, if you got the faith to believe, we're going to stand on these promises. I shall not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. By the stripes of Jesus, I'm already here. Whose report do I believe? I believe the report of the Lord. Father, thank you for sending forth your word and heal me. So I had a nurse that was a nurse for about 30 years, and she had never seen anything like it because she was kind of shake about this because all she ever saw people just take chemo and radiation. And I told her, if you're not going to believe, don't bother stand for me, because I only want somebody who can believe with me. So in a way, when the doctor told me that I was breast cancer cell free, you talking about rejoicing. You talking about my prayer partners that stood with me. They rejoiced. My son, when I called my son, he was in the office, and I say, sweetie, I just want to, he said, when he found out that I had breast cancer, he said, Mama, what you want me to do? You want me to come home? I said, no, you stay where you are. All is going to be well. I said, every time you think about my mom, just tell God. He said, God, you know, Mom, and I know you got my mom, and I know all is going to be well. That's all you got to say. And so when I called him and after I found out that I was breast cancer cell free, I called him to tell him. I said, just want to let you know, I got the news. I am breast cancer cell free. He's in his office. He screamed to the top of his voice. His CEO came in, said, is everything all right? And he said, my mom's breast cancer cell free. And then the CEO screamed. So I just want to I tell everybody wherever I go, I'm in the airport because I go to New Hampshire a lot, and wherever I go, my testimony is I shall not die but live and declare the works of the Lord. So wherever I go, I tell the people, because it's not my story, like we already told you. He allowed me to go through it. So it's his story. And 2018, ever since then, I am just thanking and praising God and giving him all the glory, all the honor, all the praises, and all the thanksgiving, because it's all God. That's my testimony.
Wow. Thank you. Wow.
Auntie Glow, whew, thank you for sharing it. I'm so happy to have that recorded. You got me tearing up, and like I even got to say this, right? My mother, she, like I said, found out about stage 4 liver cancer. 44 years old. Same time frame. Auntie Glow sitting there helping out my mother
Mm-hmm.
while she going through stage
Mm-hmm.
4 breast cancer the
Mm-hmm.
same exact time. But
Mm-hmm.
she's up and about like close to her 70s. My mom,
Mm-hmm.
44 years old, healthy, beautiful, all that. My
Mm-hmm.
mom just
Yes.
freaking mental. Like the mental was like gone. Like
Yeah.
her mental state was gone. Like she just focused on cancer. Meanwhile, Auntie Glow focusing on God,
Yes.
focusing on God's word.
Focus on living, Bill.
Oh, and you hear? You hear her? She right there in the same room asking my mother, Mom, Marla, what do you need? What do you need? My
Mm-hmm.
mom like, oh, I'm just trying to focus on this. And da, 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 da. Auntie Glow,
Mm-hmm.
just, can I pray for you? I want to pray for you. Like, look, focus on God. Like, baby girl,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be okay. You'll be no, Auntie Glow, no, Auntie Glow, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Auntie Glow saying, yes, for me. Oh, it's yes.
Yes.
And when I tell y'all, like, if y'all seen Auntie Glow in person, I know she got her camera on. Y'all seen her in person? Y'all seen her move? If y'all seen her move, like Auntie Glow be moving. Like she in Texas right now. Like she live in Maryland. She in Texas right now. Y'all heard her say she be going to New Hampshire and like she be moving like a 20-year-old. Like she be moving like a
Yes.
20-year-old. Like I don't even tell like she needed to say her testimony she needed to say her age for the testimony to like add a little effect to it. You know what I'm saying? But for real, Auntie Glow, she ain't nowhere near her age. Like her mentality, she said, Will, you put me on to Dr. Miles Monroe, and oh, I love the word, and I'm learning about all this word, and then I'm looking at other people, and I'd have had all these great experiences, baby, and then you allow me with the Holy Spirit. You say, give your day, right? Plan your day out, but then allow God to interfere. And then I did it, and I got these testimonies to share, and oh my God, wow, this is so amazing. And then you put Pastor Mike Todd in my life, and I, I feel like a little child. I'm starting all over. At the age of 73, I'm starting all over like a little child. And I said, oh, Auntie Glow, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Want to know why? Because if you want to be renewed in the mind and in life, then God wants that for you. And you
Yes.
serving him. So why he gonna
Yes.
take you off this world?
Yes.
Why he gonna let you share that testimony with other people? And why would he not bless your nephew who's hot and on fire so that he could give you hundreds of dollars of bills so that when you sharing your testimony, you give it $100 bill right along with it and say, hey, this is a part of my time.
Jesus.
This is a part of my,
Awesome.
I have to give because it's a part of my tithe when I share my testimony. I am blessed and I'm living a blessed life
Yes. Yes.
with crazy faith.
Yes.
With crazy faith. Like,
Exactly.
so, oh man.
Will, did you tell him about the day you told me to give my plans, put my plans in, do my plans, and then let God interrupt anytime He wants to. And let me
Like,
tell you one thing. That was
whoo, Auntie Glow, you got it. You got it. You look, you got it. You got it. It's all yours.
it's amazing because I wrote the plan out and I told God this is what my plans are. But like Will told me to tell God you can interrupt it anytime you wanna. But you wouldn't believe this. I mean, this is unbelievable. I listened to another guy. God put special people across my path. I was listening to Bishop Larry Gators. I don't know if you guys heard him or not. Um, Powerful guy. He got about 20,000 followers or more. And all at once, this lady, I get an email or something from somebody who was robbing him and tried to take him offline. And so I called the number, but I thought I was calling his office and to tell him I really appreciate his ministry, but why are you going offline? What's going on? I said, man, I'm learning so much. In my age, I'm learning more now I've ever learned. I've been in church all my life, but you heard what I said. I've been in church, but church wasn't in me. So I'm learning a
Mm.
lot about the word. And I said, you can't go offline. He said, no, I'm not going offline. And I said, well, I got this email saying that you're going offline. And he said, and I don't even know I know the guy, just listened to the guy. And he calls me back and said, this is Bishop Gator. I said, who? He said, this is Bishop Larry Gator. I said, you know Bishop Larry Gator from New York? He said, yes, it is. He said, you call my cell number. I said, call your cell number? I said, man, I thought I was calling your office number. I said, well, yeah, I call to let you know. Please don't go offline. You got so much to give. I'm learning like I never learned before about life. He said, no, I'm not going offline. I was, did not know this. People was trying to was going into his account, taking his money and sending the people that was connected with him, try to get them to come to their switching things, trying to get them to come to their ministry. And I alert Dr. Gators because he knew nothing about it. And I did not know I was doing it. So God is so awesome. He always got, I guess what you can say, a ram in the bush. I was a ram in the bush for Dr. Gator. And he was saying to me, send the information over line. And as I sent it over, they would interfere so he would not get it. And I'm like, he said, send it through my email. I sent, and every time I sent it through the email, they would, go in and make sure they wouldn't get it. So I said to him, Dr. Gators, give me somebody else's telephone number so I can connect with you, because they're not going to allow you to know what's going on. But to make a story short, this is a man that has everybody 20,000 or more followers all over the world. I never met this man because I allowed God to interrupt. I got to meet this man. So over and over again, I'm just, like I told you, at age 73, I'm learning more now I ever learned. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when it's called religious spirit.
Mm.
You understand? I was in a religious spirit and did not know it. And thinking I had it going on, but I didn't. And learning, I was reading my word now. But you go to church and they don't preach the word, and you're not reading and not allowing the Holy Spirit to minister to you. That's what I'm talking about on a one-on-one basis all the time. And so you do your own thing instead of doing it. I do it my way instead of your way. Got it? And he will always tell me, the Holy Spirit will always tell me, dude, and I'm gonna get off this line, y'all, because if we stay on this line, we'll be off maybe a week telling what God's done for me. Okay, so I know you guys. I'm in Texas. I'm an hour behind, but if I was to let you guys know, God's over and over and over again. I got a book of his stories.
Yep.
So maybe I'll stop because we'll be here till tomorrow.
Hey, you know how our conversations go. Oh, look. Angel would be like, "Who you on the phone with? Come inside." I'm like, "I'll be there." I'm on the phone with Auntie Glow. It'd be like 2 hours. Look, you know how Kristal, you know, when we had that talk the other night, it wasn't planned at all, and we were like, "Dang, it's been 3 hours we on the phone. We ain't even planned this." Hey, you want to get back on in a couple hours? Yep. All right, cool. Look, that's how me and Auntie Glow, we be like that pretty much 4 or 5 times out the week. Like, it's
But you know,
crazy.
yeah, it's when you start talking about God, it's so much energy. He gives you so much energy. And I tell everybody, he satisfied my mouth with good things. My youth is renewed like an eagle. So the key of it, I put myself on the I didn't want to, because I'm in the background, I'm packing and doing all that, and I didn't want to cause a whole lot of, So one day I'm going to get on, you guys. We begin to see me, but I am forever grateful for the things that God does for me over and over and over and over again.
Man,
Telling you,
look,
he's a
I
great
told
God. And he's a great God. And I let people know that, and let them know that God is still in the healing business and he loves you. So, so we can never forget, he's not just a God that came to earth and still hanging on a cross. He's a God that's real, over and over again. And my whatever my purpose is, and I know what it is to encourage people. So he was telling me about you are holistic. My doctor gave me alternative. I tell you, oxidation. You know what oxidation is? I'm
Go ahead.
asking
Kristal, do you know about
Krista, do you know
oxidation?
what oxidation is?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
It's peroxide going in my veins. Yeah, it works. It works. You know, God
You
worked through
proof
any.
of it.
Yeah, God
Oh,
worked through in it and everything. Yeah, that's what it is. This peroxide was going in my vein.
wow.
Awesome God.
Yeah,
Awesome God.
yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
Thank you
so
so much for sharing your wisdom. I can sit here all night and just
Right.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
I'm so
you
blessed.
know what? Over and over again, he's not did nothing but bless me. Eyes. I used to wear glasses. I wore glasses from child all the way up until just before I turned 50. It was a minister says to us in church. He said, "We can believe God for a lot of things, but do we ever believe God for our eyes?" And I'm gonna tell you, my eyes was so bad I couldn't even go out in the sun. I work in the computer room. I couldn't sit under the fluorescent lights. And I would always, wherever I went, I would lose my glasses. Then I would have to either have them to send my glasses or go pick my glasses up, drive back and pick my glasses up. And I stood, and when that minister said that, I said, "Anybody need help? I need help." And I stood on God's promise. And I believe. So this would happen to me. I couldn't even, I put my glasses on. I can't see with my glasses now. And I'm like, wow, this is strange. And so what I did is I went to the doctor and I had him to examine my eyes, the same doctor. And he said, who prescribed these glasses to you? I said, "You did." He said, "Well, there's some wrong glasses here. Lady, you don't need no glasses." I said, "I know it because God healed me." He said, "Well, whatever it is, you keep it going, okay?" And see, he said, "Here you are getting ready to turn 50 and you're working the computer." He said, "Everybody I know working the computers, they need glasses." And he said, "And you're turning 50 and you don't even have to deal with bifocals." So I am still perfect vision. Perfect vision. He restored my hair over and over again. It's just been so great to me. Even when I was in the religious spirit. You understand it?
mm,
Mhm.
mm. Because you were still a believer.
Yeah,
Still a
Mm-hmm.
believer.
Still
yeah.
believe it, but
Still a
walking
believer.
in. Mm-hmm. So over and over again, he's just been so good to me. And I know he's been good to y'all.
Oh,
I know.
he's been amazing to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm committed to my walk. You know that. You said
Well,
hot and
well.
on fire. Your
Mm-hmm.
boy.
Mm-hmm.
Look, anytime
It's,
I try and step away, anytime I try and step away, oh, it hurts. It
mm-hmm.
hurts. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. It immediately it hurts,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Right.
like, nah, I want to walk in health. I want
Mm-hmm.
to walk in health. I
Mm-hmm.
want to walk in love, and I want to walk in abundance.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes.
I can't leave the heat. It's like going into Antarctica as soon as I step away from the fire. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that. Look, y'all heard just a little bit, just a little bit, right? A little bit of what Auntie Glow. So look,
Mm-hmm.
look at that. That's wisdom over there. That's experience.
Gee,
That's
gee.
understanding. That's faith.
Mm.
That's trusting. And so imagine the conversations like we have conversations and we
Mm-hmm.
share testimonies
Mm-hmm.
when they happen. Like, Will, you wouldn't believe what just happened today. And I just like when she told y'all about that story of the ring that she bought down, like, oh, that's like Pastor Mike Todd having all these followers
Mm, mm,
and
mm, mm,
Transformation Nation got people in the congregation that are on his leadership staff
mhm,
stealing from him.
mm,
And
mm,
he
mm,
knows nothing about it. And Auntie Glow is just a listener on YouTube.
mhm.
And she get an email from Transformation Nation saying,
No, no,
Pastor
no,
Mike Todd.
no,
What, what?
not transformation. Larry
No,
Gator.
no, no, no. I'm giving him an example. I'm giving him an
Oh, okay,
example
okay.
so
I'm
they
sorry.
can relate to it, right?
Mhm.
Eh,
Yes.
she is like she get an email from Transformation Nation saying,
Mhm.
Pastor Mike Todd is stepping away, he's shutting everything down, he's stopping. And she say, wait, what? So she like, hold on, let me call up Pastor Mike Todd's business number and reach out to him and say, hey, why are you stopping? I actually get value from you. please don't stop. And he says, what? I ain't stopping. I'm having another sermon series starting up this weekend. He's like, but I just got an email that said from Transformation Nation that you stepping away and they start up a new campus and not in Tulsa, Oklahoma City. What's going on? And he said, hey, send me that. And then she sends the email, and Transformation Nation, they get the email. And then he like, did you send the email? And she like, yeah, I sent it. You ain't get it? He like, nah, I ain't get it. And she like, let me send it again. Let me send it to your personal email.
Mm-hmm.
Goes over to that email. You still ain't get it? No, I ain't get it. You sure you sending it? Oh, look, Pastor Mike, let me go ahead and actually send it to somebody else that ain't connected to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. It's done. And then boom, he gets it. And he sees it.
Mm-hmm.
And he like,
Mm-hmm.
hold up, let me get the authorities involved because I ain't never
That's
seen
right.
this. And the people that are supposed to be supporting Dr. Bishop Larry Gators
Mm-hmm.
was stealing from him
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
and trying to take his people away.
Mm-hmm.
Those sheep. That's crazy. And so I say all that to say, and I had to reiterate it because y'all don't understand, but that happened
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
immediately
Yes.
after. Like, I talked to her the night before, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
Auntie Glow, what you got planned for tomorrow? She said, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go out in my backyard and I'm gonna trim some hedges and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna, do some things in my shed. And I said, okay, cool, Auntie Glow, you can make all those plans.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want you to test something out for me. And I want you to tell me the testimony that comes from when you do it. I said, submit those plans to God and just allow him to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just see what he does.
Wow.
And the very next day,
Mm-hmm.
she come back with a testimony like that. I said, ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, two things for everybody on the line. One, connect with people, see who's walking in purpose. And if they ain't walking in purpose, introduce them to what it feels like to walk in purpose. I mean, share your purpose with them. Just say, hey, maybe you might want to try a life of purpose. It's fulfilling. I like it. And then the other thing is, before you do that, write your plans out or what you want done in tomorrow. And then submit that to God and say,
Mm-hmm.
God, you are allowed to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to work in a grand way to have a testimony for me to present when we meet up tomorrow, December 31st, 2021, we going into a new year.
Yeah.
Going into a new year. Now, we ain't got to meet this late because guess what? It's New Year's Eve. We ain't got to meet this late. We can meet earlier. I don't want to interrupt y'all New Year's plans. But all I know is we are going into a new year. And I want to operate this new year.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be purpose chasing
Mm-hmm.
and showing people what a life with crazy faith and crazier faith looks
Yes.
like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ain't about to see Pastor Mike having all these blessings.
Mm-hmm.
And then he telling me how to do it. And then I not receive some of that. I want some of that oil just anointing all over me. Like sprinkle all the way down. So that's my challenge to y'all. Two things. Purpose, plan it out, submit it to God, and allow him to interfere.
Amen.
And just share. So tomorrow, what y'all wanna can y'all go earlier? Is it possible for y'all to like connect a little earlier? I don't celebrate holidays. I'm just saying that like I don't. I like
Either way.
if y'all could go a little earlier, I don't want to interrupt what y'all got going on.
Yeah.
So
Earlier is fine.
earlier is fine if it's
Mhm.
okay. I just want to be committed. We got two more videos. That's it. Two more.
Yeah.
So
Will,
did
what's the
three.
name? Will, what's the name of both of the ladies again?
So this is Kristal and we got K on. Kristal and K.
Okay. I just want to say thanks. I'm so glad to meet both of you.
You too. Thank you.
And
Thank you so
Auntie
much.
Glow. We happy you joined on and shared the testimony. We gotta record it. I
Hmm.
can play it and I can share it with so many other people. I'm like, look,
Hmm.
listen to my Auntie Glow. Listen
Yes,
to
God
K.
is good.
Listen to Kristal. Listen.
Yeah.
I can't make these stories up. These are y'all stories.
Hmm. Hmm.
These are y'all stories. But we
It's his
just
story. It's his story.
his story, right? It's y'all
Exactly.
stories and how y'all relate to his story
Yeah.
and
It's,
are a part of history.
yes.
It's
I
all
think it's a testimony, our testimony that he put his story in us.
it's all
Would you
divine,
say
y'all.
that, Christy? Will you say that?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yep, he put his story in us, in all of us. We just vessels. We just gotta live it out, walk it out, and make the most of it, y'all. Like Kay to
What
be
about
able to
Kate?
see things.
Is that the way Kate see it? His testimony? Out, Kay.
I think she's saying something, but hold on. Like the connection sometimes will go out in her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Can you hear me?
all right, now we can.
Yes.
I said it's his story. He just used he give us a testimony to record his story in us.
Yes.
Would you say it like that?
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. I thank him for it.
Oh, we all
Thank you.
thank you.
I thank you so much, Will, for allowing me to be on tonight.
Oh, thank you for joining us. So you was like, oh, I don't know, I might have to miss it because I'm like, oh look, we 15 minutes into the sermon, jump on, and we gonna be talking after. You ain't missed none because it wasn't Pastor Mike Todd tonight. You ain't missed none. You ain't missed none, but you missed some. But
I'm gonna
I
go back.
love
I'm gonna go
y'all.
back and hear Pastor Robert though. Pastor,
Yeah,
yeah. Hmm.
his book is amazing, Auntie Glow. Just by the way,
I
his
gotta
book
get that, Will. I gotta get
it's
that book.
called A Blessed Life. It's a really good read.
Okay.
Started it and it's really good.
Hmm.
But
Great. Get it.
I love y'all. I'm so thankful to be on this journey with y'all. Thank you so much for being willing to participate. We're gonna be back at it again tomorrow evening, maybe afternoon. I'll hit y'all up and see what works for y'all. But I'm down for the cause and I'm excited because guess what? I don't know. I feel like tomorrow's gonna be a really good night. Just,
Jesus, yeah.
I mean, we going into a new year, y'all. We ended
Hmm.
out an amazing year. COVID taking people down, job situations, financial situations, stress, all the depression, confusion, all of that. But I feel with 2022, God is going to do something new. God is going to do something new.
Thank
I'm
you.
hopeful, and no matter what the world has experienced, kingdom of God is going to be experiencing something different.
Yes.
We in the
Jesus, yeah.
kingdom, believers, we're citizens, and we're going to follow God's laws, His principles, His ordinances, and His commands. All right, y'all. Y'all have a nice night.
Good
Okay,
night.
love you. Good night. It's nice
Love
to
you too.
meet both of you.
You too.
All
Okay.
right.